Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today's video is going to actually be a series that I'm going to compile that's going to be all of the cards in BT8. Yeah, we're doing a card by card review. We're going to look at every single card in the set. Now this time around, I'm going to break it up into colors, and so I'll release a video going over each color, and then I'll do a video also covering both starter decks that come out at the same time as the main set does. So I'm just going to use the same intro for all of them. So just find the video that interests you most, the color, and then watch that one. I'll create a playlist, so if you want to watch them all, you can also watch them all. Don't forget, our memory marker this month that came out is Hookmon. So if you're playing a Cherubimon deck in BT7, or you're going to build a Cherubimon deck in BT8, this is a great memory marker for that deck, I think. Super cute, handmade out of clay by my wife, hand-painted face as well. You can find this on our Etsy store, link in the description below. Also on that store, you can find all of our previous memory markers we've had on the channel, as well as some of our Battle Ready Inc. merch. Alright, now we're going to cover blue here. So, first up for our baby, we got the new Hiyarimon? Hiyarimon. That's what I'm going to say. Hiyarimon. All turns, while your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. Now, that's a pretty steep stipulation for only a 1000 DP buff. I think if you want a 1000 DP buff, there's probably other things out there that might be a little bit better. But, you know, blue doesn't get much DP buffs, so I guess take it where you can. I'm going to cover all the duo colors as well in here. We talked about this in the red one, but I'll talk about it here too, especially for blue because it really matters for blue. But this is our first armor, Eng Jumon. Digivolve from Veamon for 2 cost. Now, keep in mind, all armors, when they Digivolve with this effect, when all armors use this effect here for that 2 Evo cost, that's just an overriding of play or Evo cost here. That's not an effect that does this. It is just an alternative Evo cost, similar to what you would see up here. Why that matters is because you can do this, you can Evo in raising area. Normally effects that say like treat this as like a yellow Digimon, things like that, you can't do that in raising area. But this, you can Evo this guy in raising area on top of like a blue Veamon. Okay, it does work like that. That's the intended purpose. That's why it's in this strange little box here and kept separate from the rest of the effect, is because it is an alternative Evo cost. Now we got Armor Release here, which is a fantastic new ability. So anytime this Digimon would be deleted, you just basically trash the top card. So like imagine it like a D-Digivolve. You D-Digivolve the armor away, it goes to the trash, and then you keep your rookie on field. So that's what's the importance of armors, is that you just keep armor releasing and then Evo a new armor right on top of the rookie that's underneath. So really, really cool stuff for sure. Really liking a lot of the decks coming with armor. And then when attacking, this Digimon gains plus 3000 DP for the turn. Now that's for the turn, and it's on the Digimon. So even if you armor release, you lose this. The Eng Jumon gets trashed, but the Veamon remains. The Veamon keeps that DP buff. Okay, so that's really important, is it keeps the DP buff even if you armor release. Now, our first blue rookie here, we got Padamon. So we got a new duo color coming on here, yellow-blue combination with Padamon. Even has the Eng Jumon in the background there. With the inheritable, end of your turn, you can DNA Digivolve this Digimon and your other Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand by paying its DNA Digivolve cost. These are very powerful effects. Very, very powerful effects. Halseymon has several that do this and just brings these to a whole nother level. You can have like another, whatever level 4 is evoed on top of this, and then hard play a level 4 to pass turn. And when you pass turn, then you can Jagras those 2 level 4s together into whatever level 5 Jagras or DNA Digivolve target you want. So really nice to see that that blue's got one of these effects. Did not see one in red. Now we got Veamon, which is a great support for whichever type of Veamon focus deck you want to play here. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 2-colored card from with blue from among them to your hand. Return all remaining cards to the bottom of your deck. This is great for armors or for Imperial. Imperial is like all their stuff is blue, green, blue, green, blue, green. So being able to add that is really great. But also your armors, all of your armors are multicolored with blue as a base. So very generically useful here. Now, where he's not generically useful compared to like the starter deck Veamon, the starter deck Veamon that searches is anything with free in the type, which is just anything. You can add other copies of Veamon to hand. You can add your level 4s to hand. Whereas this Veamon is restricted to duo colors. So keep that in mind. This might, if you were debating which one to run less of, I would run less of this one and run more of the free one. Now we got Snow Agumon. Finally, I've honestly been asking for this card for like since 1.5, I think. And you know what? I'm let down. I am let down. So on play, trash the top Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's very blue. No inheritable. All the other Agumons that get printed in other colors, like, I swear there's one in every single one that has an inheritable that's plus 1000 DP. And you're not going to give Snow Agumon plus 1000 DP inheritable. For blue, like what I just talked about, and desperately needs DP boosting cards. Like, it would be nice if they got some DP boosting cards and doesn't have it here. Well, that's a bummer. I am bummed. Like, this is a fine ability. I mean, it really is. But, man, come on. No inheritable? No inheritable at all? That's a bummer. Finally get Snow Agumon, and that's what it is. All right, now we got Armadillo here in Submarimon here, and so it's another one of our armors. Digivolve for 2 Evo cost on top of your Armadillo, just like the Flame Dramon with the Veamon. When Digivolving, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Very blue effect. Then one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. That's really cool. That can be applied to like multiple different uses. You can hit a rookie that's been promoted from raising area and then delete that rookie. I mean, 2 Evo cost level 4, delete a rookie. That's not bad. That's really not bad. Or even like trash a source from like a big stacked up mega and then pop a rookie that didn't have any sources underneath it. I like this. This is a very nice, generically useful level 4 2 Evo cost Digimon. Now, only Armadillomon. That could be a factor of how useful it is and how practical it is. Not many Armadillomons get used. So next we got Eng Jumon here to go with that Padamon we saw earlier. Your turn when this Digimon would Digivolve. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, recovery plus 1. That's cool. So it's like Eng Jumon, the level 5 Eng Jumon, that if you have 3 or less security, you can recovery 1. 3 Evo cost is a little steep on a level 4. I mean, that's not a lie there. That's pretty steep. But recovery plus 1, that's a very powerful ability. Now, 3 or less security, also a factor there. So, I don't know. It feels like an interesting card for sure. I really don't know how I feel about it. But then the inheritable here, when attacking, if you have 3 or more security cards, return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to its owner's hands. Not bad. Bouncing a level 3 is just, it's okay. I think I'd rather delete it or, I don't know, something else. Like, give me security attack plus 1 maybe. If I'm at 3 or more security, similar to Seraphimon's, like BT8 Seraphimonn has. I don't know. It's okay. I think it's still a very like generically pretty average card. Maybe a little bit better than average card. It has its really powerful uses when it comes up. But then if you're not in that situation, it's almost like a dead card in your hand. I've got a 3 Evo cost level 4, and my security is at 5. It's early game. Like, that feels like a bit of a bummer. Now we got Hookmon here. A blue-black duo color is very interesting to see. 2 Evo on black or blue. And then the inheritable, when attacking, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. That feels like a bummer. Like, we've already got so many blue cards that already do that. Like, what does it matter? What black deck is this going in where this is really going to matter that it's a black one? Like, are you going to use this in a black deck? A black focused deck? And you're going to try to do this? Like, what does it matter that you're trashing a Digivolution card? If you're de-Digivolving with black, that's not going to factor into it at all. So, I don't know. It feels like a weird card. It's just a common, though, so... Halseymon here. This is for 2 Evo cost on top of Hookmon or Hookmon. Armor Release, so another Armor Digivolve. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. That's pretty cool. A little less restrictive than some of the other cards we've seen. Just a little bit more generically useful. I really dig it, for sure. Really good card, especially when combined with like Hookmon and things like that. So you can get some pretty interesting builds going. Now we got a level 5. We got Scorpio Mon, another one of our generic vanilla level 5. So 2 Evo, 7 play cost, 8,000 DP. I think we've really just kind of gone away from vanillas at this point. Just vanillas, level 5s. I think the only vanillas that really stick around in this game at this point are like rookies. And even that's pushing it because there's so many good rookies out there with effects that, like, why would you like hurt yourself by taking vanillas? They do come up here and there though, like Goblimon in green OTK in BT9, I guess. But yeah, so just another I would say filler card ultimately. Captain Hookmon, literally just a dude, straight up just a guy. What about this as a Digimon? Maybe it's his legs. Maybe I can't see his like lower half there, but it's just a dude with a gun. Level 5, all turns. When your opponent plays a level 5 or higher Digimon, why would they? Gain 1 memory and draw 1. So you, when your opponent plays a level 5 or higher Digimon, only time I could ever see this possibly coming up is against Halseymon if they like hard play a Magnum Eng Jumon to pass turn to recovery and then immediately Jogress into a Halseymon. Like, what other deck is hard playing level 5 or higher Digimon? I don't know. Maybe against security control, if you hit a defeat in security, that could be kind of spicy because it's all turns. So that's neat. Gain 1 memory, draw 1. But those both instances are very minute chance of ever happening, especially while he's on the field. Yeah, okay. What a crazy card. Crazy, all of it. The picture, the design. Wow. Okay. Moving on. We got Frozomon. So pretty sure that's an Incredibles ripoff. Blocker, level 5. Wow, we finally see a blocker. This might be the first blocker I've seen in like ages. Your turn, while your opponent has a Digimon with Digivolution cards, this Digimon cannot attack. Cool, thank you, because that's what I want. Like Hiyarimon, I can block 80,000 times a turn, and I can't attack with that. That's fine. I don't mind that. That's okay. I can't attack, but I can block you into oblivion. This guy, I can block once, and I can't attack. Like, okay, this inheritable better be beyond amazing. All turns, once per turn. When you trash a Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon, return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to its owner's hands. Once per turn, it almost made up for it. If this wasn't once per turn, I would forego this bit here. But yeah, just kind of a letdown of a card. I don't see this seeing much play, honestly. It'll lose that once per turn, and we might talk then. Next up, we got, wow, they're really pushing these filler cards here. So another vanilla level 6, 3 Evo cost on black or blue, and 13,000 DP. I talked about it in the red video, and I'll talk about it in the black also. But these black megas with 13,000 DP, like Sunarizamon, like that could be useful. But like outside of that, I really don't know when you're going to be using these vanilla level 6s. Like vanillas just are so a way of the past at this point. I guess you have to have them in like every set, just a couple here and there sprinkled around, just because. Now we got Frozomon. There's a lot of text on it. So 4 Evo cost mega, 12,000 DP, not too bad. That 4 Evo cost is pretty steep though, so can we make up for it? When Digivolving, trash 1 Digivolution card from the top of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to its owner's hand. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's not too bad. Return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to its owner's hands. I like how generically useful that is. Like, if they go hybrid on top of a Tamer, I can get rid of the Tamer, and then I've just got that level 4 there, and then I can bounce that to hand. That's really good. That's not bad. They can have multiple uses. I mean, if you really kind of plan it out, and trash a bunch of sources on like a mega through multiple ways that blue has of trashing sources, and then just like evo into this to maybe pass your turn to like finish it off. That's an interesting form of removal. And then opponent's turn, all of your opponent's Digimon gain when attacking. If this Digimon has a Digivolution card, trash the bottom Digivolution card of this Digimon. That's really cool. You can get some really spicy plays going on with that. Being able, every time your opponent loses sources, you can. There's a lot of blue cards that trigger every time a source is trash. So when attacking, and all of them gain that. All of your opponent's Digimon like have to trash their own sources. Now it's not like Hexablaumon that's like stunned. If it was trash a source and also like stunned if they didn't have sources, that would be nuts. But I mean, this combined with Hexablaumon, get both on field, that could be really interesting play. Well, I guess they've already attacked. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, it's an odd card. It's just an odd card. It seems like it could be good. Just got to do it in the right way. Next, we got Imperial German Fighter Mode. Finally here. This thing is so cool. Like getting to the end of Adventure 2 as a kid and seeing the dragon that was just meh. It just took them around the world. Like, okay, Dragon Mode wasn't that crazy awesome. And then it transforms into Fighter Mode and you're like, yes, I am here for Fighter Mode. So seeing it in the game is finally awesome. Digivolve from Dragon Mode for 2 Evo cost. Not too bad. Don't mind that very much, because a lot of our Dragon Modes that we're using in BT8, once they hit the field, they're kind of done, and they're duds after that. So getting more use out of them by going into a Fighter Mode seems pretty good. Or you can just Evo like normal for 5 Evo cost, pretty steep, on top of your Pyodramons or your Dino Beamons. When Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less to their owner's hands. That's pretty good. We're seeing lots of Joggers level 5, so there's lots of level 5s that are just chilling on field this format. So you can bounce lots of those. And then when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has a blue Digivolution card, unsuspend one of your Digimon. So you can attack with him and unsuspend himself, or unsuspend one of your other Digimon. If this Digimon has a green Digivolution card, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Yeah, so he pretty much will always have both colors underneath, because whatever level 5s you're using are pretty much all duo colors forever. And then if you're using the new Dragon modes, they're also duo color. So you'll pretty much always get both of these effects. That's very powerful stuff. Pretty cool finisher, I think. I think he's a really cool finisher for sure. Now we got Magnumon, another one of our blue armors here. So Digivolve from Veamon for 3 Evo cost. Normally a 4 Evo cost. So that's extreme. Anytime you talk about level 4s and 3 Evo cost or more, they need to have substantial effects to make up for that. Blocker, okay. Blocker is meh, but in the right manner, blocker is really sweet. Armor release, okay, so we got our armor release. When Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Cool. All right, 3 Evo cost. On top of that, suspended Jamming Veamon unsuspends himself. Sweet. I don't lose my value out of my Jamming Veamon. Always a plus. And then for each card with armor in its stage in your trash, this Digimon gains plus 2,000 DP until the end of your opponent's next turn. So he's a blocker with, 9, 11, 13, 14, 16,000. Somewhere in there, my mouth went way off. 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, yeah. So he can get really beefy really quickly. Like mid-game, he's going to be pretty beastly blocker at that point. Also, you can Digivolve into him, unsuspend, and attack a second time if you have the memory for it. I dig it. I really like Magnumon. Magnumon. He is one of my all-time favorite Digimon. He was my favorite Digimon as a kid growing up. So finally seeing him in the game, I'm very excited for this. I can't wait to hold this card holographic in my hand. Like the renders online never do it justice until you hold that card in your hand, you tilt it back and forth, and you see that hollowness. It's really awesome. Also can't wait to see the alt art in hand as well. See what they do with it. Continuing on here, we got some a couple more yellow blues. We got another Joggerus in the form of Shakuamon, And so DNA Digivolve for a 0 Evo cost when Digivolving if you have 5 or fewer security cards, recovery +1. Now this I like. I don't really like the 3 or less security recover 1 cards because if your opponent's smart, they'll leave you at 4 until they're ready to win. So you don't get a whole lot of value there. And if you're like already at 0 and they just couldn't finish you off, getting back up is really difficult. But 5 or fewer security cards, recovery +1, get me up to 6. I dig it. I wish more cards were that. The 5 or fewer security cards, because I can at least, if I hard draw at turn 1, I can still get value early game out of those cards. You draw those cards early game that are 3 or less, and they're basically dead. So this is really cool. I really dig it. Then when DNA Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the number of cards in your security stack to its owner's hands. One of your opponent's Digimon whose level. Okay, so level. That's really cool. So if you go recovery into 6. You can bounce a level 6. That is awesome. You got to be DNA Digivolve to do it. Most people I'm seeing playing Shakuamon are just playing it to Evo like normal for the recovery +1. Most people I'm seeing, that's all they're doing with it. But man, when you can DNA Digivolve this, heck yeah. Let me just, that's really cool removal. I really, really dig that. Very cool card. And then it has an inheritable. On top of all that, has an inheritable as well. When attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for the turn. I mean, that's a rookie killer right there. Absolutely, that's a rookie killer. You can even swing at your opponent's like megas, minus 3k on them, and then swing over them with whatever mega you've got on top of Shakuamon here. That's a great card. Rare, that's well worth a rare slot. It's going to be holographic. I'm here for it. I'm a fan. Heck yeah. Really, really liking that. Shakuamon in early game also was very good. Just shut down Rookie Rush tremendously. I wish we had side decks back then just for Rookie Rush, and I could side this in all those matchups against Rookie Rush. Also, we've got a Zulongmon, a new form of a Zulongmon. This one's very different from the way all the other sovereigns have worked. They're not gaining the 1 memory for whatever stipulation, that sort of thing. He's very much his own independent sovereign card here. When attacking, you may trash the top card of your security stack to gain 2 memory. Okay, your turn, once per turn. When digivolving one of your other Digimon, you may unsuspend that Digimon. That's really powerful in like an armors deck where you can just keep attacking. It gets deleted and or de-armors, and then you can evo it into another armor. That armor unsuspends, and you can, depending on how much memory you have, you can repeatedly keep doing that. Really liking that. And then when attacking, you may trash the top card of your security stack to gain 2 memory. So that's not once per turn, but there's not really too many good ways to unsuspend a Zulongmon. But again, that's another way to gain memory back to get more of those armor evos. So a very interesting card. I'm definitely excited to see what people do with it. I feel like this is going to be like one of the craziest holographic cards. It's only a rare, but I bet that rare is still going to look really good. Like that artwork is so crazy. All right, now looking for more blue cards, we got Ragermon here, another one of our Veamon armors, Evo for 2 on top of that, armor release, and then when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. This basically just clears the way of blockers. Evo into this, suspend a blocker, a level 4 blocker, keep it out of the way, and now I can just start swinging for game. Really good for setting up like some powerful Hiyarimon plays. Ragermon good in armor, but also very good in Imperial because it can be a blue or a green, whatever you need in that situation. It can cover your bases. 5 play cost, even not too terrible for level 4 there. So really a great card. I honestly wish this was a super rare because of how useful it is and how much like play it sees. I wish it had been like a super rare and we could have got like an altar art of it or something like that. But we got Magnum as a super rare on an altar art, so I guess that's our armor that we get. Oh, but no, Flame Dramon got an alt art, and it's only a rare. So yeah, they should have given Ragermon an alt art. Actually, I think I might have liked the Ragermon alt art more than a Flame Dramon. The Flame Dramon already just looks super dope. So just an alt art of Ragermon. Oh well. It's in the past now, too late. Now for our tamers here, we got a new memory fixer for blue, start of your turn. If you have 2 or less memory, you'll go up to 3. And then opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks your blue Digimon, you may rest this tamer to draw 1. Also, if you like, you can manually do this, like if you have a blocker, so block with like your Magnum on, and then force them to attack the Digimon, get that draw. That's not bad. He's interesting. I mean, what's the alternative for blue memory fixer? Davis? Okay, no, Davis is super good. Okay, it's gonna be hard to beat Davis. Davis is very, very good. Draw 1, and they have to attack my Digimon. Davis, reveal 3, get to add 1, possibly 2 Digimon. That's like an instant, immediate draw 1 or draw 2. Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat Davis. Sorry, buddy. Now we got a Duotamer, speaking of Davis. Davis and Ken here. Start of your main phase. If you have a blue Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. If you have a green Digimon, gain 1 memory. So this is main phase. This isn't at the beginning of your turn, okay, like normal memory fixers are. So this is draw, raising phase, so hatch or promote. If you promote up a duo color, you're going to instantly trigger both of these. Like, whatever you have on field after your raising phase is when you're going to gain your memory. That's so strong. This is a very, very good card in armors or in Imperial both. Absolutely. This feels like a 3 of 3 Davis, 3 regular old Davis, and then 3 of this in like every Imperial and every armor deck. I really, really am a fan of this. The gain memory is so easy. And then your turn. Like more. Oh, we get more. Okay. Your turn. When your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon that has 2 or more colors, which is going to be all of your Imperial, your Paildramons, your armors, all of them will trigger this. You may suspend this tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. And this is like when the major OTKs come in. Is this, like, not only do you gain a whole bunch of memory, like, doesn't matter what your opponent puts you at, you know, you can gain more memory. That's what always makes like these duo tamers really good, is the fact that they can push you even further beyond what you would normally get with a memory fixer. So, and then being able to attack and digivolve and unsuspend with this guy and attack again. And if you have multiples of these on field, you're going to gain all that memory. You're going to get multiple evos of unsuspending and attacking, unsuspending and attacking. This is a fantastic card. Really digging it. Again, I'm glad it's rare. It's a nice hollow. I'm really, really happy that it's a rare, because, you know, everyone likes to bling out their decks with their best cards, and that's definitely a great one. Now we got, this card's terrifying. 3 play cost. Trash the bottom Digivolution card of all of your opponent's Digimon. Okay, that's good. Then up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. Like, this is literally the same play cost as Howling Memory Boost, but it hits your opponent's whole board with the Trash the Digivolution cards, and then it can stun 3 targets instead of 1. Holy crap. Like, in a hybrid format, this card would have murdered. Like, people complained about blue before, but if this card had been in BT7 format, it would have been disgusting. Absolutely trash all your opponent's tamer inheritables, and then stun all of their hybrids at once. Oh my god, this card would have been busted. It's still very good, I think, in this format, like with armors and things like that. Lots of Joggerus going on. Well, maybe not with the Joggerus, but like setting up for Joggerus, like having the 2 level 4s on field. Like, this card is going to be very, very busted moving forward. Then we got Gigadeath here. So new big card, 9 play cost, duo color. Remember, with these duo colors, you have to have both a blue and a green on field. So requiring both blue and green and 9 memory, that this card better be incredible. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return up to 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck in any order. Okay, I guess that's a pretty amazing effect. The requirements is like insane, but the payoff, return up to 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon. So you're going to get 1 guaranteed, which is a must. You got to have the 1 of, whatever mega or anything like that. And then on top of that, like 10 in total. Holy crap. Security effect, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck. And again, to the bottom of their deck, not to hand, to the bottom of the deck. Just get out of here. Gone. Be gone. golly, this removal is nuts. But 9 play cost, duo color. Oh man, this is gonna be an interesting one for sure. Gonna be an interesting one. Like, how many of this do you play? 2? I guess you play 2 of this. You better really need that big payoff though. Very, very crazy card for sure. And we'll go ahead and cover Paladin mode here as well. It is a white, but clearly it's meant for blue and green. When your Digimon would Digivolve into this Digivolution card in your hand, you can return 1 white level 7 Digimon card from your trash to the bottom of your deck to reduce the Digivolution cost by 4. So you can make it a 7 Evo cost. If you have another Paladin mode already that maybe early game you Digivolved into, it got deleted, then you can return it to the bottom of the deck to Evo into your second one. Or there's ways to trash cards. I've seen some really interesting decks out there that were trashing the Imperials of the one Paladin mode like early game, and so then you go into the second one late game. And then when Digivolving and when attacking, this isn't once per turn like Magna Garurumon is. You may return 1 card with 2 colors from this Digivolon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of your deck to trash all the Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then return all of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the bottom of their owner's deck in any order. Holy crap. And not once per turn. So I can Digivolve, trash all the sources underneath one of their megas, and then everything without a source gets bottom decked. Now, whenever I attack immediately afterwards, I can trash all the sources of something else and bottom deck it. Oh my god, this card's crazy. In 16,000 DP, the first of the major serious power creep level 7s has finally happened. 16,000 DP, swinging over every single Digimon in the game, in security, without a single buff needed. This card is amazing. 2 of in pretty much every blue and green deck moving forward, probably. Assuming they're using duo colors. I do have to caveat, assuming they're using duo colors. If you're running this Imperial, great level 7. Absolutely the level 7 you're going to want to probably run for Imperial decks. Like, it feels bad not running Blitz Omni for like the final push of the game, but golly, I might not get that final swing in real quickly, but let me just drop this and clear my opponent's field potentially. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're not going to have another turn anyways. Once this guy hits the field, I feel like he's basically a game ender for sure. Just very powerful. 7 Evo cost alone would have been worth it, but you're telling me I can potentially make it into just a 3 Evo cost and still get that wild effect? Wow, what a crazy card. I am ecstatic for this thing. This thing seems so crazy. I should also color armor texture as well, since we're coloring blue this video here. If you have a Digimon with armor in its form, you can play this with may use this option card in your hand, ignoring its color requirements. So it's white if you have an armor in play, which you only ever play this if you have an armor in field anyways. But trash the top card of one of your Digimon with armor in its attribute, then one of your Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon with armor in its attribute in your hand by paying its Digivolution cost if you do unsuspend that Digimon. So basically, your armor swings in, it survives the security check, it's suspended. It's like, well, dang, I really needed that Digimon to get deleted, so that way we could armor release and I could Digivolve another armor. Well, I can just play armor texture and do it anyways. I just discard as if it had been deleted, and then I get to Evo into a new armor and then unsuspend. So then I can immediately attack with that armor if I want to. That's really cool. Really, really great card. And then security effect, you may play a level 3 Digimon card with free in its attribute from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. So like a free body on field as well. This is almost like hitting into a security Digimon. Like, what a crazy card. 0 play cost. Now, you do have to pay for the evolution. This is a great card. Absolutely wonderful in those Veamon Armor Rush decks. Very, very cool card. Really cool stuff. Blue has got some great things going on for it at this format. I am so excited to be playing some blue. Man, so much good stuff between armors and Imperial. Oh, goodness. I'm ready.